Hey guys, it's Babypowder, and it's Sunday, which means, hey, it's time for another one of our cleanouts for our 200 run series part 2. And this time it's going to be for week 7, so it's still pretty early on, but we are already hitting over that 200,000 range. Just last week we were over 291,000, and we will see if we can do it again this week. This week, just a reminder, we ended up adding loot from 200 runs of No More and from our first week of Islands. Although we were a little late getting it done, but No More is a pretty long dungeon, so it took me a little bit longer to get it done. I do, just like I am going to push the loot videos to Wednesdays now, like I mentioned in our last cleanout video. You guys are probably not going to see this until Monday. I'm going to shift over my cleanout videos to coming out on Mondays now. I'm still going to do the cleanout on Sunday, but the video will actually come live on Mondays. Just that way it gives me more time. Like I can go ahead and record the video and then I can actually stream, and I don't have to rush to edit and get it up on YouTube. It's a lot trying to get all that done, and before it was really a lot trying to get everything edited and put up on YouTube all on Sunday, with the stream and everything else all together. So I'm pushing the videos back one day for this one and to Wednesday for the loot videos. Hopefully you guys are okay with that, but it's just a little too much for me to try to knock out these farms as fast as possible and try to get everything up all on one day. So anyway, guys, before we get into the review, which is what we always like to do before we actually go to the clean out, if you do like these videos, go and smash the big thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. All right, guys, so week 7 is what we're going into, but our review for week 6, how we did here. We made, again, over 291,000. We do these cleanouts between 2 realms, Proudmoore and Thrall. We didn't change the realms from the first series. Last week we actually made more with Proudmoore, and actually the week before we made more with Proudmoore. Proudmoore made us 236,000 of that and only made 55,000 with Thrall. Hopefully they can pick it back up. They have actually been known to make some good gold in the past. I mean, they actually were leading before we started this series, and they came back at the very end. So maybe they're waiting to have like a big clean out one week, and maybe that'll be this week, hopefully. But anyway, we have actually broken 1 million after last week as well, up to 1,055,000 gold, which is really good. Leaves us less than 9 million to make to hit our goal of 10 million. Of course, we're trying to see if we can hit it before we actually hit it with series 1, which I think it was like 30 some weeks. I know it was right after we did the Alderman farm is when we actually hit the 10 million. But we're adding a lot more loot this time around, so hopefully that will happen. Although I gotta say, even with adding a lot more loot, it hasn't been too much of a difference, and actually some weeks we've actually done better with series 1, so it's just kind of funny that it worked out that way. But anyway, so far as where our gold's coming from, 851,000 of that has been from transmog, where 204,000 has been from materials. Really not aiming towards the material gold, and not expected to make too much on that, but it does help out a little bit. I think last series, after we did make 10 million, but we didn't even make 1 million in the materials goal. So we did at the very end, but we were already way past our goal by that point and everything. But anyway, guys, 292,000 is what we actually made with series 1 last time around, for week 7. So we'll see if we can beat that, but main goal is to at least beat 200,000. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump to our first bank haul. We're going to start off with Proudmoore, and we're going to do the low value transmog sales, and then the high value, and then we'll go over to the materials, which will also have some pets and stuff, of course, from islands and things like that. So we'll see if we sold some of that stuff as well. So yeah, and then we'll do it all over again with Thrall. So first up, low value transmog for Proudmoore. Let's take a look, see if we have any sales here. Hopefully we have no goose eggs. I'm really going to hope for that. So let's see, 25 sales, 23,197 gold. Not quite where we want to be. We want to be at like an average of 1,000 gold per sale, and that's a little bit below that, but hey, it's still better than a goose egg. Let's see if we have any standouts here. We do have a pattern for the dark leather gloves, sold for 3,400. actually do think that did just come from Nomor too. So that might be something we just sold from Nomor. Sold in that pickle book, not bad compared to, you know, on this same realm we were selling them for under 1,000 gold. So 8,500. Of course, we've made a lot more, but that's actually our highest sell in those this series. So it's getting better. It's getting better. They're going up. That's good. Battered Surskell gloves sold for 1,200, and then we sold the Pharaoh harness for 1,100. Jouster visor for over 1,000, and that's about it. Just some very, very low stuff. All right, guys. So now on the high value bank alt for Proudmoore, and this one made us a lot of gold last time. Let's see if they can repeat that. Oh, that's the auction house. 2 sales. Oh, only 1,200 gold. Man, hate to see that. It's just as bad as a goose egg. And yeah, that's only because we only sold rings and amulets here, which I only post for like at a max of 1,000 gold, just trying to get rid of them. Man, that really hurts. This basically is a goose egg because these items really should be on our low value bank alt. All right, guys. So our last bank alt before we switch over to Thrall and see if they did better than Proudmoore, because they're not doing too much. But materials here, we got 27 sales, 7,000, not bad, you know. Definitely better than, you know, some of the, you know, material openings we've had. Rune Claw sold 844 pieces for almost 1,800, not bad. Really nice value on the Rune Cloth there. And then we also sold one of the memory sockets, so one of the pieces to actually make the modules for 1,600, not bad. And then just bunch of little materials we got from, you know, opening the chests and stuff in Nomergon. Really is all it really looks like here. All right, guys, so back to our low value transmog, but this time it's going to be for our Thrall realm. Let's go ahead and see how well they did for low value transmog. And again, we got some sales, 14 sales, 30, almost 32,000, 31,996 gold. Way better, not only because it's, you know, more gold, but also less sales, so that means we got way more value. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Should have multiple standouts. Pagan mitts here for 1,500. I believe that came from Welling Caverns or either from BFD. And then we've got the Outrunner's chest here for almost 6,000. Definitely most likely BFD, but I think those can also drop in Welling Caverns maybe. Arcanite gun sold for 4,700. That's WAD item, so iron docks. Angerfang sword, 2,600. Angerfang, that is actually from Arcata farm, so that's going to be from Blackrock Caverns. Creeper claw great sword, so 3,300. Again, WAD. Dreadmaw shield, 4,700. Dreadmaw. Is that Wrath? Maybe that's Wrath or Cata, one of those, I think. Maybe. And then we've got let's see here, pattern for the stylish blue shirt for 2,100. I believe that was one of the low value patterns we actually got from Nomor, maybe. Crushed velvet cloak for almost 2,500. Not sure where we actually got that one from. All right, guys, so now back to high value transmog, and hopefully Thrall can save us, because it was really looking rough. Because I mean, if they can't, I mean, I'm just hoping for 100,000 at this point. Let's see what we got here. And no, it's a goose egg. Oh no. Oh man, what was going on this week, man? Sales are hurting. Actually, though, I mean, my other realms, the sales were not hurting at all. I mean, I actually had really good sales on all 4 of my other realms. So it's just these 2. You know, maybe me being caught up with trying to finish Nomor and stuff, it really delayed, you know, messed up my sales. But then again, I got the sales on the other realms and I post at the same time. So I don't know. But, all right, guys. So last bank alt for week 7. Let's hope we got some sales in here for maybe some of those pets to add some extra value. Let's see what we got. 22 sales, about the same, a little bit higher than Proudmoore, but 7,500. Yeah, it's not going to be a good week this week. And really, only one standout here. We got a Deviant Hatchling sale here for 3,800. So we actually did sell one of the pets from Welling Caverns once again for about the same amount we were selling them for previously. We did also sell, you know, those engineering pattern, you know, materials from Nomergon, almost 1,000 gold on those. No rune cloth though. We had rune cloth on Proudmoore though, so it kind of surprised me. Maybe that's where I thought I had vendored the rune cloth the time before, because after we did select this open world, we didn't have any rune cloth in one of the bake offs. I can't remember which one it was. And now all of a sudden we have rune cloth. So maybe that's where it came from. Actually, maybe because I was wondering, when I did the loot video, why I was seeing rune cloth in the loot for Nomergon, that didn't make any sense. So maybe that's where it actually came from, and it was just a week behind. But anyway, 7,500. Let's go ahead and add that to our sheet here, and then we'll pull our sheet back up and see just how bad we did this week. I was gonna say good, but it really is not going to be good. It's going to be pretty bad here, guys. So yeah, clean that out, and here we go. So we made 56,417 gold with our transmog. Fortunately, we had a goose egg, and pretty much had a goose egg with Prowmore as well. I mean, Thrall still made more with just the low value transmog here, and really those items should be in our low value category anyway, so just no high value items sold this week really. And then we also made 14,000 with our materials, which is actually down from last week, bring us to a total of 70,959 gold this week, which is, oh man, it's really rough at only week 7 to be hitting that. So I don't know what was going on with these realms. Maybe just people were not on as much as they normally are when I sell stuff, which is way below the 291,000 we made last week, and it's way below what we made series 1. Series 1 this time we made 292,000, but it's still not, I still don't know why this will not save. I keep centering these and making them bold every single week. This time I'm not going to do it, but for the past 2 weeks I've been making the whole section centered and bold, and it just does not save it for whatever reason. But anyway, guys, that's still not the lowest week we've had with series 1. I mean, series 1 actually had 1 week that was 88,000. That was right when Plunder Storm came out though, and then 61,000, which was right when like the Mr. Pandaria thing was going on. And yeah, so still not as low as that 61,000, but different weeks of course. But anyway, guys, that does bring us to a grand total now of 1,126,000, leaving us with 8,873,000 left to make to hit our goal of 10 million. As far as how our realms are doing, it's not a big difference. I mean, Thrall did make us more this week, but they're both down from what they made last week. Prowmore now is at 670,000, whereas Thrall's at 456,000 made so far for us. And as far as our transmog and materials, we've now made 908,000 with transmog alone, bringing us to almost 1 million with just transmog, and 218,000 with materials so far. So we're not doing bad so far, although yeah, I don't know if that actually does bring series 1 back above series 2. I didn't add it up. I'll have to add it up again and see, but it very well may have. Now that we really didn't make anywhere near as much as we made the series 1, but anyway, there's always next week, and they have a bad week coming up for series 1, so we'll see if we can beat it. Again, series 1 doing us really well with 506,000 this week with those items that they still have just on different realms, of course. But anyway, guys, I think it's going to wrap it up for week 7. Just a bad week. I mean, that happens sometimes, and it's just kind of funny because my other realms, all of them actually had really good weeks. Made 506,000 with the series 1 realms, but also the other 2 that you guys don't see, which I actually do post stuff in Discord. If you guys ever want to join Discord and check it out, there is links down below to join Discord. But yeah, you can see where I actually share when I actually have decent sales on some of those realms I don't actually share. So, but anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me in this one. If you guys do enjoy it, remember, smash a big thumbs up. Helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys are liking these videos that I'm doing. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And keep in mind, guys, this is going to come out Monday and our loot videos will be on Wednesday. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, guys.